Howdy folks, welcome to Maverick Gun Works. Today I'm going to talk about one of the world famous Glock handguns. We have, this time, I don't think I've looked at this one before. This is a Model 23 Gen 4, which is a 40 caliber. I know we talk about 9mm a whole lot. Personally, I prefer the 40 caliber myself, just for ballistic advantage of it. But here we have one of those, the Glock 23 Gen 4. And being a Gen 4, you can notice we have the little finger grooves in the front of your grip. So if you prefer that, get your Gen 4, if you can find them anymore. Alright, let's go ahead and assure you that the gun is not loaded. Alright, we'll take our mag out and we notice we have a 13 round mag. So you've got a 14 total if you have one in the chamber to start with. Alright, and as with any other Glock of this nature, we have removable back straps here, so you have several possibilities of the back strap replacement where you can change the size of the grip for you. So we have our typical Picatinny rail in the front for your optic or laser, flashlight, whatever you want to put on there. I said optic, I meant laser, because you're not going to put an optic on the bottom of this thing, you know that. Anyhow, and our slide release is only for right-handed people in this case. So you've got your slide release on the left-hand side, real well for your right-handed thumb. And this particular gun, I know, has been slightly massaged, where there is an aftermarket trigger bar. It's been replaced with a Zev trigger bar and a couple of springs. So before I even take it apart and show you how to clean it, I want to do a trigger pull test and see what you think about that. So we know, confirm that the gun is empty. And take our little trusty RCBS gauge here, hook on the trigger, and see what we have there. Come on, catch it just right. That's just under 4 pounds that time. What we'll do again, just to see for consistency purposes, see what we have here. I think a lot of times, sometimes it seems to be how far down on the trigger you hook the gauge. Seems to be maybe make a difference in what you get results wise too. But anyway, let's try it again and see what we got here. Yep, about 3 3/4, same as it was before. So anyway, it's not a lot of effort for a carry gun. That's excellent, I believe, for a carry gun. And just for the heck of it, I'm gonna try to see what it feels like as far as feel goes, and that's really good crisp. I like the way that feels. And for my reset, we have, it don't have to go very far. You've got a really good trigger in this situation where it's been changed and slightly different than the factory trigger would be. Okay, so that's well worth the effort. Not real expensive to do that sort of thing to it. As with any other Glock of this style, we also can remove our mag latch and put it on the other side if you wanted to for left-handed person. And you've also got your typical indentation here for your thumb placement, right and left-hand side. All right, works for you just as well either way. I know these guns lend themselves very nicely to undercutting the trigger right here, trigger guard. So that's something that if you're going to use this gun for accuracy and maybe even a competition kind of thing, something you want to consider is to relieve a little bit up under the trigger guard right here. Gives you a little bit higher purchase, and could very well make it fit your hand a little bit better too. All right. So I know that really makes a difference in how the gun feels in your hand. It feels much more at home that way. All right, let's take a look at how to take it apart. What we're going to do is pull down our little tab on the side of the frame here. Okay, so we have a little tab down here. That's your takedown levers. We cut the back of the grip or back of the frame into the web of my hand typically. It's easy to do it this way. Pull back slightly, and you can pull down at both of them at the same time now. You got to pull both down and then release the slide. Pull the trigger in this case, and it slides off the front. Okay. Really simple to do. Works well for that. And we're going to put our frame into a palm of our hand, push forward on the recoil spring with our thumb, take pressure off of it, and it comes out easily. And again, this is a capture recoil spring, so you don't have to worry about it jumping out and smacking you somewhere, or maybe hitting an object you didn't mean for it to hit. Then push the barrel up from the bottom, come up out of its little groove, okay, and take it out just like that. And then we're going to pursue this with some solvent. If you have shot it a lot and been out in the dirt a lot, you may want to even blow it off with some compressed air. Wipe it off with a paper towel before you put solvent on to get the big stuff off first, okay? And then let your solvent soak for 10 minutes or so. Come back with your swabs and clean it out good. Okay. Same thing with your slide. All you're going to do is wipe it out good. Put a little solvent degreaser on your tracks, on everywhere where the carbon and dirt build up at. And be cautious of, I always like to tell people to be careful with, I'll give you a little pointer here. Make sure when you're taking this thing apart, any firearm as far as that goes, any handgun especially, look for the dirt and carbon buildup around your safety plunger, around your extractor and your ejector. Okay, in this case, the ejector is built into the frame, but or the tab up here. But your extractor, you want to make sure that you don't have a bunch of crud on behind the extractor claw, because that can cause a malfunction. If it gets too dirty in here, you'll end up with the claw not being able to catch the rim of the cartridge and pull it out. So you'll think there's something major wrong with the gun, when actually what it needs a good detailed cleaning would help that situation. All right. And then if you shot it a whole lot, if you've been in dirty environments even, you may want to remove your back plate, take out the striker assembly and clean inside the channel and clean the striker assembly itself so that it will function like it's supposed to. You know, occasionally we run across that situation where they get really dirty on the inside of the frame, and you will have to take your striker assembly out, clean it out good, and it should be okay, as long as there's no damage from that. All right. So anyway, that being said, that's all there is to it for your upper part of the slide. And with our frame, we're going to go in here with a little solvent. Try to take your paper towel or cloth, wipe the big stuff out first, and then a little solvent here. And if it's really bad, you may opt to have it taken to a gunsmith shop. They can submerge these into an ultrasonic tank. It gets all the crud out from the inside that you wouldn't normally get to without having to disassemble the whole gun. All right. So and they can do that for you and get a little bit of light lubrication on your friction points. You'll be good to go. So put our barrel back in. If we cleaned it up a little bit, drop in just like that. We put our captured recoil spring with the plastic end here exposed into the recess on the front of our slide. And again, gripping the bottom of the slide with the palm of your hand. Push thumb pressure on the back of the spring, just a little bit. Push it down into the recess that's on your barrel lug. All right, barrel that. Make sure it's lined up straight here. We can put it right back on our track. Ease it back right there. Pull it completely back. Rack it back, and now when you pull it back like that, now you're locking a tab down here, engages back into the slot on the bottom of the barrel, so it will not go forward now. Okay. Now she's ready to go back to work. All there is to it. So anyway, that's my little overview of your Glock 23 Gen 4. Cool little gun, guys, and I really favor 40 caliber. Just a personal choice. But anyhow, thanks for watching, and if we can help you out with something with firearm wise from any kind of situation you may get into, give us a call at Maverick Gun Works.